Hello there and welcome back to another video. And now apparently with everything that's gone on in the UK and obviously the things to do with the Queen's ceremony and obviously with her passing and such like that as well, we didn't play at the weekend. It's quite a nice break, to be fair. We won't be playing this weekend either. Our game against Chelsea has been postponed due to security issues and stuff like that, or whatever it might be, due to the state funeral that will be happening on the following Monday. So our game won't be happening against Chelsea. I can't honestly remember when it was scheduled to be anyway, but we do have Liverpool versus Ajax tomorrow in the Champions League. So we've still got Champions League action happening. As far as I'm aware, everybody's still playing apart from what I've heard anyway, apart from Arsenal versus PSV in the Europa League. I'm not sure why that's been called off. Is that happening in London? Is that perhaps why they've got like security issues? I'm not sure. Things are a little bit up in the air at the moment as it is, but we're going to be 2 games behind in the Premier League, but we're going to be, on track or in line with everyone in the Champions League anyway. I certainly hope you guys are doing very, very well. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing awesome. Hope you're doing really, really well. I'm going to level with you. I am not feeling good about this game against Ajax. I'm not feeling good about Liverpool just in general. Unless we see some impetus and injection of what Liverpool have played like over the last 4, 5, 6 years, we're not getting a result against Ajax. We're not going to win. We're not going to even draw. We will probably get our asses handed to us like we did against Napoli. That's just the reality of it. Now, I went and watched Ajax versus Rangers, where Ajax won 4-0, and people may turn around and say, oh, well, it's just Rangers. Well, at the moment, Rangers got beat 4-0, and I'm not entirely sure we would beat Rangers. Just being honest with you. I am just being as honest as I can, as much as I feel. I'm telling you exactly what I feel. I'm not confident at all. I'm not confident with whoever plays up front, midfield, defence. I can't really put much on Alisson because it's about the people in front of him as well. I don't know what this is where I am just someone who speaks about stuff on YouTube. I'm not a big personality or anything like that. I've got my thoughts and opinions about what we could do. This is obviously where I'm not a football professional. I'm not a football coach. I'm not a football manager of any type. I, honest to God, do not know what we do. I don't know what we do. The stats and everything coming out about how much our attack and our midfield aren't tracking back. We're not running, we're not pressing, that we're being outran by all of our opponents that we've played so far this season. I don't think it's as simple as us being figured out, which is something that I've said over the last few weeks, that I said it looks like we've been figured out. I don't think it's actually as simple as that. Are we perhaps suffering burnout from playing every single game of last season available? And we did. We played the finals of everything that we were involved in. We played all 38 games of the Premier League. We played all of the games in the Champions League, all of the games in the FA Cup, and all of the games in the Carabao Cup. We played every single game that was available to us. Is there some sort of burnout happening there? I don't know. I really, really don't know. There wasn't the biggest gap between us playing the last final, the Champions League final, to getting into pre-season, to getting, people that were involved in the final obviously had a longer break and stuff like that. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'm not saying I don't. I literally don't know. I don't know these people, these players personally. I only know what I see on the pitch. There's going to be some tough calls in my starting lineup, but I think they have to be made. And some people aren't going to agree with it because of maybe the ineffectiveness of people that I would bring in, or whatever it might be, or of players that I might drop to the bench because of how important they've been to us in the past. I think we need to stop being so sentimental towards some players and that they are just accepted into the starting lineup. I also think there's a coaching issue. Is it an issue? We aren't a flexible team. It's not like you ever see us change system or move away from the standard 4-3-3, high line, all that sort of stuff. Like, Klopp has come out and said at some point, it might have been last week or something like that, I'm not entirely sure. He says that the problem isn't the high line, it's that the pressure or the pressures aren't happening from the attack and the midfield, and the stats do back that up. To be fair, we're not pressing as much in the attackers in the midfield aren't pressing that ball as much as we have done in previous seasons, even last season. Things like that just aren't happening for us, which means it puts a lot more burden on the defence, which then puts a lot more burden on Alisson, who most of the time ends up being the last line of defence. Until we start getting more players back from injury, and we've lost one as well in Andy Robertson. So Andy Robertson is not going to be starting at all. He will be out of. He is confirmed. He is out of the Ajax game tomorrow. So it will be Kostas Tsimikas, which I am a fan of. And I think he actually deserves a start with or without Robertson being injured. I really do. I truly believe it. I think he does. You know what? Let's get into it straight away. I'm going to go through my starting 11, and then we're going to cover Ajax, because while I haven't seen Ajax play aside from against Rangers last week. Having looked at the games that they've played, even in the Eredivisie, whatever you think of the standard of that league, the fact that they seem to be smashing the back doors off everybody they play, and they've lost a shed load of players as well. I'm not confident. I'll just give you that so much. Like right now, I will. Right, we're going to go with Alisson in goal. I can't see that changing at all. I think it'll still be Trent Alexander-Arnold. Do we see Joel Matip come back in? I think we do. I think right now he's just going to be defensively better and more secure than Joe Gomez. Virgil van Dijk will still start because he's Virgil van Dijk. But honest to God, if we had Ibrahima Konate, I'd give him a go. I really would. I'm not impressed with any of the defence or anything like that for what their primary role is, which is defending. I'm not impressed at the moment. I'm just not. And that's where I'm at with that. Obviously, it looks like we will have Tsimikas at left back, unless Klopp throws a curveball and puts Milner at left back, which if he does that, I might not even watch the game. I'll be totally honest with you. The Napoli game, I don't think I did a review of it. The penalty went in on 4 minutes. I start work at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I turned the game off. And I went to bed. And I woke up and it was 4-1 to Napoli. Maybe I'm a bad fan in that respect, but you know what? The game started like that. We gave away 2 penalties. The second one was saved. I was just like, I'm not doing this. I'm not staying up, making myself tired, exhausted, knackered, and then heading to work the next day. No, you have to earn my time. Now they're going to get my time tomorrow night. They will get my time tomorrow because we didn't play at the weekend, and I do look forward to watching Liverpool play. And I'm hoping that at some point that spark will click things into gear, and we will start playing like Liverpool play. I can't see where it's coming from. I don't know where it's coming from. So that back line again, it's going to be Trent. I think it should be Joel Matip, and then it'll be Virgil van Dijk and Tsimikas at left back. That's what it should be for me. Midfield is so difficult. Midfield is so difficult. If I'm going to be honest with you, I'd like to try something a little bit different. Fabinho is still in there. I want to see if Thiago's fit and he's ready to start. Thiago's in there. The same goes for Arta. I want to see what he's going to bring us. I do. I want to see what he's going to bring us. There's something. Harvey Elliott in midfield is very, very good. Defensively, maybe not. He does a lot of hard work. He really, really does. And he's very, very talented when it goes, to moving the ball up the pitch. But at the moment, I think we need someone that's a little bit more experienced than him. And I think I would just like to see what it's going to be like having Thiago, having maybe Arta in there, and having Fabinho in there as well. Now, what will most likely happen is we'll get maybe Fabinho and maybe Thiago, and most likely we get Milner again. And I'm not against Milner, but he's just not. I think, like, for me, this is Milner's last season at Liverpool's level. That's just my opinion. I love James Milner and what he's done for Liverpool, what he's brought to Liverpool, but at the moment, it's just like you can see every bit of what is he, 36? Is he 36 years old? I can't remember his age, but you can see it, you can feel it in games. Arta, Thiago, Fabinho, I want to see it. And I'm just saying, I want to see it. I want to see what it brings. The front three is difficult. I'll tell you straight away. For me, Salah's dropped, and I'm putting Jota in there somewhere. Luis Diaz is the absolute shoe-in for me, because for me, when we've been playing these games where we have been below par, Luis Diaz has been the one player that looks like he gives a shit. And I apologise for swearing, but he does. He looks genuinely like he's the only one that really wants to pick us up by the scruff of our necks and get us going. Luis Diaz is in there. Then the next position is either between Firmino and Darwin Núñez. I don't know which one's the better option right now. I really don't. My heart wants me to go with Darwin because I want to see him come good. I want to see him have that game where things hit and the iron strikes and everything happens for him. My brain is saying that we go with Firmino because he's familiar, which is why I'm going to go with my heart and I'm going to say Darwin Núñez. So it would mean that my front three is Jota, Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz. I think that would actually be a really good front three. Maybe it gives Salah a little bit of a kick up the arse as well and be like, listen, you might be on this brand new contract, this very, very expensive contract. Doesn't mean that your place should be secure in the starting lineup every single week when you're not performing. Yes, you're doing a lot of running, you may be doing a lot of hard work, but the end product isn't there. And that might be unfair to say as well when I'm saying, like, I want to start Darwin Núñez, but he's at the start of his Liverpool career. He's still going to be in the adjustment period with Liverpool. Salah's been here for years and he's been part of the revolution, part of the success of Liverpool. We don't want him to be one of these players like your Ozils, your Aubameyangs, these guys that get these great big contracts, Alexis Sanchez at Manchester United, the guys that get the massive money contracts and then they just go, you guys can, cheers lads, I'm making my money. It's all good. We don't want that to happen, and I don't believe that will happen with Salah. Like, I think he's just going like the whole team is going through a rough patch. But Klopp has said that this team needs some sort of reinvigorating, needs to be reinvented. There's no transfer window right now, so you can't reinvent anything that we haven't already brought in. So you got to do it with the players that we've got. This is my way of doing it in some ways. We keep some players in because some are injured. We can't replace some players. But we've got some players available. Let's use them. Let's get them in the games from the start. I want to see Darwin from the start. I want to see Jota from the start. I want to see Luis Diaz. I want to see Arta. I want to see Thiago, Fabinho. I want to see all of that. And I want to see us play how we play. Because this Ajax team, I watched them play against Rangers. And straight away, I was just like, once we played our game against Napoli, I was like, we could be staring down the barrel of 2 defeats. And not like small margin defeats, like quite big margins. We really could be. Ajax gave us, God, was it last year or was it the year before? We had Ajax in a group that had AC Milan in it as well, and was it Midtjylland or something like that? And every single team that we played, like we really struggled against. Like, or was it Atalanta that we had in? I can't remember. Anyway, regardless of that, We had Ajax in a group a couple of years ago, and they absolutely ran us ragged. And I think we won both games. But like both games against Ajax seemed like, and this would have been under Ten Hag. Both games seemed like we how the hell did we win them? Like, apart from the goals that we scored, how the hell did we win these games? Because they were like, it literally looked like they were passing us off the park at some point. And I fear the same thing happening. I really do. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm looking at their recent form. Okay, so they played at the weekend. They played on the 10th against Heerenveen. They won 5-0. They won 4-0 against Rangers. And then we go back into their league games. They've won 4-0, 2-0, 1-0, 6-1, and 3-2. If there's anything about this Ajax team, they score goals. And on only a couple of occasions have they conceded. They've conceded in 2 games. They've conceded 2 in 1 game, which would have been their first game of the season. Conceded 1 against Groningen, where they scored 6. And then after that, it's clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet, clean sheet. And then they're coming up against us on the back of having won a game 5-0, on the back of a Champions League game where they've won 4-0. So I don't care what people turn around and say. There's a lot of this we are Liverpool type thing, similar to like when Manchester United fans, when they haven't been, they've been in a couple of bad years, and they would go, but we're Manchester United, like we should be better than this. Now a lot of people are saying we are Liverpool, like we are better than this. And I'm like, honest to God, I'm seeing Jose Enrique again. Honest to God, the guy grinds my gears. He grinds my absolute gears. Like, oh, he grinds my gears. He's like, I'm predicting a 2-0 win for Liverpool. Where? Because I'm predicting that we concede once and twice. The best thing that I can think of right now is that we're going to get, like, it'll be a 2-2 draw. I have such a bad feeling about this game. I really, really do. And I think the worst thing for us would be not finishing bottom of the group, but finishing third and going into the Europa League. I worry about that every season. Even when we're doing really well in the Champions League group stages, like my main thing is get to the next round, and whatever happens after that, fine. Do not drop into the Europa League, because it messes up. I nearly did swear then, sorry, but it messes up people's seasons worse than our season already is. Because we're not well off the pace in the Premier League, but we're not doing well either. You wouldn't say that Liverpool's start of the season has been. You wouldn't even say it's been all right. It's been pretty below average. Like I don't know. I don't know what's. My heart is telling me that we're going to lose this game against Ajax, and I really hope that we don't. But I don't know what else to say. I can't be one of those that's just like, we're going to win this game, like for every single game we play. I think we're going to lose this game 2-1. I have to tell you exactly what I think. I think we're going to lose this game. And we're going to see a lot more pressure starting to build on the squad, and we're going to see a lot more pressure building on Klopp. Especially after we've seen what happened with. I know Klopp's been here longer. He's got a much better relationship with the owners. Obviously, Chelsea have just got brand new owners and stuff like that. Maybe the owner wants his own manager. Maybe he didn't like Tuchel or whatever. Maybe Klopp's got a little bit more staying time because of what he's done for us. And fair enough. Like I'm a massive backer of Klopp. I love Klopp. I love everything that he's brought us. He brought us things as a fan that I just never thought I would see in my lifetime because of how Liverpool had been for so many years. But the pressure would be justified. And then you've got to go and try and win like 4 games on the bounce, because then there's 5 games left in the group stage. It'll be 4 after we play Ajax. And if we don't get a good result, like if we lose against Ajax, then the pressure really, really is on. Because then you've got like a free Scot. You've got Napoli and Ajax that you'd say would be the guys that we should be the team that it should be looking for either 1 or 2 in the group. Right now it looks like it's between Napoli and Ajax. And that's fair. their results and performances have been much better than ours so far. Something drastically needs to change. I think that the lineup that I've put out in my head, that I've just worked out for this video, like during this video as well, it's not pre-planned. I think that that is something that could give us like a little bit more energy, give us a little bit more impetus as well. Maybe not playing at the weekend might do us good. It might not do us good. You never know. It might be a missed opportunity to play ourselves into form, but it might also refresh us a little bit. There's so much give and take in these different scenarios as well. I apologise for it as well, but I've just got a bad feeling, and that's why I'm saying that I think that we're going to lose this game. And I don't like saying that. You can probably tell I don't like saying that because it's not something I take lightly. But I don't know. I just don't think that we've got it at the moment. And that's where I'm going to leave it. That's where I'm going to leave it for now. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. I know it's not the most positive video. If you've managed to make it all the way through this video, thank you ever so much. If you have liked it in any way, please do feel free to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here as well. Thanks ever so much for watching. Do take care of yourselves. Fingers crossed for a good result tomorrow, my God. And I'll catch you later.